Hi friends, my name is Sanket. Today we are going to see how we can create a website in minutes using Hugo. Hugo is a static site generator and it helps us create sites pretty quickly. So let's have a look and dig in. So before we start, let's understand what we are going to do today. So we are going to create a website. It is going to be a static website. So the steps which will be involved is we will install Hugo. Of course, we're going to use Hugo for creating the website. And after installing Hugo, we will create a website. And we will choose a theme and we'll apply that theme to the website. Once that is done, the next step, we will see how we can publish the website to GitHub Pages. A GitHub Pages is something very interesting because it helps us to host our website, static website, for free. So let's have a look at that. And then what we are going to do in GitHub Pages is firstly we're going to create a GitHub repo. Once GitHub repo is created, we will push the static website to the GitHub repo and then we will publish it. Once we publish it, we can see the website. So let's see how it goes. Let us look at the prerequisites. So we've got two prerequisites. One is you should have Git installed in your local machine. Now, if you do not know about Git, it is pretty easy to get started with Git, and you can, in minutes, you can start using Git. So Git is very popular source control, distributed source control, which is available and it's used by millions of developers. The second thing is you should have a GitHub login. GitHub is where a lot of open source code and millions of developers put their code. Even the organization use GitHub Enterprise. So you should create a GitHub login. It's free to create a GitHub login. Those two are the prerequisites. The tools that we are going to use is Visual Studio Code. It's called VS Code. I'm going to use VS Code. You can use any other tool if you like. And the most important one is we're going to use Hugo. Installing Hugo is very easy. This is one link that is provided here. This is a link from the Hugo website. It has got detailed steps to how to install Hugo for various operating systems, Windows, Linux, Mac OS. Now, if you're using Windows, what you can do is you can just click on the link here. That link contains a zip file. So once you click on that link, it will get downloaded in your machine. And what you can do is you can unzip that zip file. And once you unzip it, you will see that it contains hugo.exe file. Double click on the exe and you will be able to install Hugo with few clicks. Let us get started with creating the website. Here I am in VS Code, Visual Studio Code, which is my favorite editor. Now I'm in a folder called blog, and let's create a directory. So we use mkdir, my personal site. So I have created a directory called my personal site. Right? Now let us create a Hugo website. So in order to create a Hugo website, what we need to do is just type Hugo new site, and I will name it as personal site. So do that. You see that creates a Hugo website. So let's look at it. So let's open the folder. So here I am in my local PC directory, and this is the folder which got created, and let me select that, and that should open the folder. So if we have a look at the folder, it has created few directories and files for me automatically. So let's have a look. It has got a config.toml file. It's got some archetypes, content, which is empty, data, which is empty, layout, which is empty, and static, which is empty, and themes, which is empty. So everything is there, everything is empty. Let us create a theme for us. If you see here, I am at a website called themes.gohugo.io. Now, themes.gohugo.io is it is pre-existing theme that Hugo has posted, or community members have created. So you can see there are loads of themes which are present here. You can choose any of these themes. So I have decided to use another theme called simple blog theme to keep things simple. So what I will do is I will go to the folder which contains the theme. So there is a folder created when we created the website. It's called themes. And go there and type in git clone and put the URL of the theme, which is the GitHub URL. So just do that. So at this moment, what it is doing is it has cloned all the files to that folder. So that's that, and then we go one step back. Now what we have to do is we have to update our config.toml file with that name of the theme. So we go ahead and change this to Hugo theme simple blog. So do that. So once that is done, what we can do to see if the changes are applied, we need to run this in local machine. So what we do is we go ahead and type Hugo and we say serve. Now what does Hugo serve does, it creates or publishes the website in a kind of a development environment mode. So when we run this, you will see that it creates a web server and the website is available in the local host 1313. So let's browse to this URL and see what has been created. So as you can see in the browser, I have I'm browsing to a URL called localhost 1313, and you can see that I've got my website up. So you see that now when we run this Hugo website, I've got this when we run the Hugo serve command, I've got this website running in my local. So that's pretty good. So basically the website is ready and it has got some theme applied to it, but doesn't have any pages. So let's go ahead and add some pages to it. You can see I have created one GitHub repository with the name personal. You can create a GitHub repository with your username.github.io. Now you go to the settings in the repository and you will find a section called GitHub pages. So over here you can select a branch. In this particular case I've selected a master branch and it will give you a URL, and this will be your URL. If you go in here, you can see that I've got basic thing coming up here. So now let's go ahead and publish our website to GitHub pages. If we do that, before we add the GitHub repository, what we need to do is we need to run a command called Hugo. Now when we run this command, what happens is Hugo will go ahead and read all the content and create the static pages. So you can see that it has created some 7 pages and static files and things like that. So where does it create? It goes ahead and by default creates it in a folder called public. Now this is the folder which we have to publish to the GitHub repo to be made available as publicly in the GitHub pages. So let us run this command one more time. So you can see that it has created the output. Now we need to do one more thing. We need to create some pages. So what I'm doing is I'm running another command called Hugo new, and then I'm creating a post called my first blog.md. So do that. So you can see once I do that, I get something like this. This is my first blog post, and there is a setting called draft mode. So I'm going to change that setting draft mode to true. Draft mode, either you can keep it false or true. At the moment, I'll just keep it as true, and I will generate Hugo website. So when we keep the draft mode true, what that means is this is still in draft mode. So we don't want to publish that setting. So once you have done your changes, say for example, I will write some text. This is my first attempt to create a blog. So once that content is ready, I will change this draft mode to false, and we'll run this site. We'll run the command called Hugo one more time. So you see that the number of pages has increased because this particular page, my first blog, is also included. So once that is done, I will save all the changes. Go ahead and save all. So that's done. Everything is saved. Now all my changes are in this particular folder called public. So let's go to that folder, right? And now I need to push these changes to the GitHub repo. So for that, what we need to do is we need to add the GitHub repo as a remote repo in here. How do we do that? So that's a pretty simple step. So firstly, what we do is we initialize the Git. So we come in here and say git init. So that's initialize, and then what I will do is we'll just add everything. So in order to add everything, what we do is we say git add dot. So we do that. So what it has done is it has added all of those all the files in my Git. So the next step is that is called a staging step. So it is basically staged all the file. The next step is we commit the changes. So I say that commit and my first blog. So those changes are committed. Now what we need to do is we need to add the remote repo. So the way we do that is, and it is pretty simple, that we go ahead and add the remote origin. So we add that. So now what I will do is I will try to push the changes. So I will do git push origin master. So let me do that. So at the moment I'm pushing the changes. That should be pretty quick. So what has happened is all my changes which are there in the public folder are now present in the GitHub repo. So let's have a look at that. What does it mean is my changes at the website is ready and is available. So let's have a look at that. If you see in GitHub, I've got all my changes. So this is my website and all the content are published here. So you can see all the details, all the generated static site is here. Now, once it is here, it might take a couple of minutes to reflect. But what you can do is you can go ahead and go to the URL, which is in my case this URL, and at the moment it says not available, but after a few minutes this site will be up because it takes around a couple of minutes for the site to be up. As you can see here, the website is up. See, it almost took 20 to 25 minutes for the website to come up, and you can see that I've got a fully functional website created